If you're a first responder who wants to live to see 2050, here's 25 things you need to do in 2026. Now, first things first, we need to recognize that the job is undefeated. It will beat you up. The only thing you have a choice on is how badly it beats you up. You got to remember that sleep deprivation, toxic exposure to chemicals, and chronic traumatic incidents is going to wear your body down. Every first responder is somewhere on the spectrum. Now, what you do determines where you're going to end up on that spectrum. So I'm going to list 25 things out to you today so that you know exactly what to do when you're off in between calls so that you don't end up another statistic. The first thing you need to realize is that this job creates predictable physiological damage. That means that all the factors I listed earlier, the sleep deprivation, the toxic chemicals, and the traumatic incidents, have a predictable pattern inside the human body. Once you realize that, you realize you can reverse it. Now you have agency. Now the job is no longer a death sentence. Now your destiny is no longer disease. Now you know that you have power over yourself. There's two things, contributing factors and determining factors. Now we know all the contributing factors that lead to disease, but what are the determining factors? What are you doing off shift? What are you doing in between calls? How are you exercising? How are you eating? What supplements are you taking? What things are you doing about your mindset so that you can integrate trauma instead of stuffing it down until it becomes disease? Once you recognize that this job creates predictable physiological damage, you can reverse it. Number two, assessing the scene. When we roll up to a fire, we don't just go in and do whatever. We assess the scene. We see what's the best route of attack. We see, does somebody need to be saved? We always look at the scene before we do anything. You should do the same thing with your health. You need to be doing blood work at least every 6 months so you can see these blood markers ahead of time before you get disease. As soon as something starts trending down, you can make an adjustment and you won't get sick. The same thing is to be said about your wearable data. Every single day, this gives me an idea of what I should do. Today is New Year's Day, and last night, me and my wife stayed up till 2 a.m. at a friend's house. That means my recovery score is like a 60. So am I gonna go to the gym and do an hour-long workout that keeps my heart rate elevated? No, I'm gonna go to the gym, but I'm gonna do a 20-minute workout where my heart rate never goes over 80%, and the ring tells me what to do. So assess your scene with your data and with your blood work, and it'll guide you on what you need to do at this moment in time. Number three, start every single day with sunlight. Sunlight is medicine, especially first thing in the morning. It's going to tell your brain to start your circadian rhythm. That means your cortisol goes up at the right time and it goes down at the right time, and your melatonin goes up at the right time. Your circadian rhythm is your master clock. If it's off, your hormones will be off. If your hormones off, your sleep will be off, your sex drive will be off, your ability to accomplish things, your ability to recover will be off. So instead of focusing on the symptom, focus on the root. Get your sunlight first thing in the morning. Number four, eating a high protein and fat breakfast. One of the things we want to do as first responders is keep our blood sugar low and keep our fasting insulin low so that we can keep our arteries healthy. In order for us to do that, we have to limit our glucose consumption because glucose leads to blood sugar spikes, and those blood sugar spikes lead to hardening of the arteries later on in life. Not to mention, cancer feeds on glucose. So if we keep glucose low, then cancer can't grow. So every day when you're looking at something sweet, I want you to remember, if I keep glucose low, the cancer won't grow. Number five, cut off caffeine by 12 p.m. Caffeine is great, but if you drink caffeine all day, you're gonna screw up your sleep. So you wanna drink it at the right time. If you haven't slept at all that night, go home and sleep, then have your caffeine. Don't have caffeine at the station. Be smart about your caffeine consumption. Cut it off by 12. Along with cutting off caffeine, you want to make sure you're training in the morning. Number six, training early in the morning. If you train early in the morning, you're going to sleep better at night. If you train at night, it's going to keep you awake. So while you cut off your caffeine, while you get your sun, so in the morning, train early according to your data, cut your caffeine, and get some sun. All three of those are going to help you sleep later on at night. Number seven, recognize that rest and recovery are two different things. Rest is laying around doing nothing. Recovery is doing things like taking long walks, yoga, breath work, meditation. When you're beat up, you don't want to just rest, you want to recover. So do some recovery stuff and get your rest, especially when you don't get a lot of sleep at night. Number eight, take short walks after you eat. This also keeps your blood glucose low because your body's using the sugar that you just ate to walk. If you don't move and you sit there, your blood sugar is going to rise. High blood sugar means insulin. And if your cells are resistant to the insulin, it has to pump more out. And over time, you become pre-diabetic. And if you're not taking care of yourself once you become pre-diabetic, that leads to what we talked about earlier, the hardening of the arteries, cancer, etc. So it's all integrated. Make sure you're taking your walks after you eat. Number 9, follow the 3-2-1 rule. 3 hours before bed, get off the computer. 2 hours before bed, stop eating, and 1 hour before bed, start your wind down routine. If you do this every day, your body will naturally come down. You'll go to bed at the same time every night, even at the station. We can't control if we get up at the station, but we can control when we go to bed. So make sure you're going to bed at the same time when you're at the station or when you're at home, and you're always following the 3-2-1 rule. Number 10, establish a wind down routine. What I like to do is take a shower, floss, brush my teeth, do my skincare stuff, come out the bathroom, turn on the AC, turn on the white noise, take my supplements, lay down, and either read or watch a YouTube video. And I do this every single night. It takes me 30 to 45 minutes depending how tired I am. But my body recognizes when I do those things, it's time to go to bed. So make sure you have a consistent wind down routine. Number 11, and this one is a non-negotiable. Recovery practices every single day. That means breathing exercises every single day. Yoga exercises, if you're not doing breathing exercises, every single day. Meditation every single day. One of those things every single day. You made a choice by becoming a first responder, which means you made the choice to do recovery exercises. This is going to allow your nervous system to shift down from fight or flight sometimes, because at work it's going to be up all the time. So we have to shift it out. That's why this is a daily non-negotiable. I don't care what you got going on, take 10 to 15 minutes to either do breath work, yoga, or meditate. Number 12, protect your sleep consistency. I don't care about duration, right? We can't control duration because we always got something going on, but we can control consistency. Going to bed at the same time every night allows you to wake up at the same time. If you're always doing something different, going to bed at different times, your body's not going to know what to do. So protect your consistency, because we know we can do consistency, but we can't control duration. And sometimes duration is going to work right in line with consistency. And if it doesn't, no big deal. That's what the job is about. So we don't need to stress about that, because stressing about that is going to make us not be able to sleep even more. So just remember, getting up is part of the game. Go to bed at the same time every night. Number 13, spend time in nature. I'm out here every single day getting sun, grounding, just allowing my body to be in this natural environment, because this allows my nervous system to come out of fight or flight. Grounding actually negatively ionizes your body. That's going to help you come out of fight or flight. It's going to give you better vagal tone. If you're out here getting more sun, it's going to improve your mitochondria. It's going to improve your circadian rhythm. So make sure you're spending time outside every single day. If you can go to the beach, go to the beach. If you can go to the mountains, go to the mountains. Even if it's cold outside, being outside is very important. Number 14, stop doing hard training, CrossFit, jiu-jitsu, boxing after a long, hard shift. Long, hard shifts with low recovery mean you need to do recovery exercises and rest. If you're doing hard workouts on top of a already compromised body, you're gonna do twice the damage. And that's how you speed up aging. That's how you speed up getting diseases like heart disease and cancer. So instead of training with your ego, train according to your data. And when you do have good recovery, hit it hard. But if you don't have good recovery, take it easy. Now we're gonna go a little deeper. We're gonna talk about some mindset stuff. You need to realize that this job damages something called your default mode network and your reticular activating system. Your default mode network is your identity. So the more you spend time thinking as a first responder, the more your mind is going to be looking for things to solve, problems that are around. And if the default mode network is out of control, you'll lay down at night and you'll keep trying to solve problems. That means you're stuck in fight or flight. That means your default mode network has been hijacked. So how do you keep it from getting hijacked? You do the recovery exercises. You down-regulate that and you allow it to rest. Think of your mind as dirty water. When you take your attention and you put it inward, like in a meditation or a breath work, you allow that dirty water to sift to the bottom, and then the water's clear on top. But if the water's always dirty, your mind's always going to be running, and it's going to keep you up at night. So you have to understand that your default mode network gets hijacked by being stuck in fight or flight. If you find yourself thinking too much, you know that you're stuck in fight or flight and it's time to down-regulate. Number 16, understand that your reticular activating system is what keeps you seeing all the negative things in life. Because unfortunately, we see people's worst days on a regular basis. So we get used to it. We get used to recognizing death, destruction, and chaos. And because of that, we look for things that are wrong instead of for things that are right. And if we're always looking at the negative stuff, that's where our focus gets stronger. And that's why you see those older firefighters who think everybody's a piece of shit, because their reticular activating system only sees what they don't like in life. So in order to fix that, we got to spend every day writing down things we do like in life. We're happy for our health. We're happy for our job. We're happy for that shitty shitty call in the middle of the night because that person needed us. We're happy for our husband or wife or our children or the roof over our head or running water. Every day, if you look at what is good in life, you're going to start to see things that are good in life. You're going to enjoy your life more. And one of the biggest problems we see with first responders is mental health because of the fault mode network being hijacked and because of the reticular activating system only seeing negative things. So it's up to you every single day to write down what you're grateful for and actually think about it while you're doing your breath work, while you're doing your meditation. Visualize the life you want and you'll begin to see more of the things you enjoy. Number 17, you need to use supplements that are targeted towards your body. That means as a first responder, your nervous system is overwhelmed. So you need to support that with adaptogens. That means you need certain supplements at night to help you sleep better, like magnesium and glycine. That means you also need to support your mitochondria so that you have more energy. They get damaged from sleep deprivation. So you need to have things like coenzyme Q10 and vitamin D. These are all strategic supplements to support a system that's under duress. So make sure you're taking supplements that support first responders, not for elite athletes. Number 18, when it comes to training, you need at least 2 to 3 days of zone 2 cardio. I'm talking 30 to 45 minutes of steady state exercise with your heart rate around 100 to 120 beats per minute. We're talking biking, rowing, jogging, because zone 2 exercise at 30 to 45 minutes helps produce more mitochondria. So you have more energy, and mitochondria also are responsible for getting rid of free radicals in your body. So if you have more, you're gonna have less free radicals and you're not gonna have to worry about toxins as much. So mitochondria are good for energy and they're also good for cleaning out the crap in your body. And in order to build more of them, you gotta do 30 to 45 minutes of zone 2 training 2 to 3 times a week. Number 19, strength training 2 to 4 days a week. You know, as first responders, your body's gonna be in many weird different places. You're gonna have to carry things from weird angles. You're gonna have to wear your gear. You have to be strong. On top of being strong, strength training improves hormone function. So instead of doing 21, 15, 9 as fast as you can and killing yourself, do slow strength training 2 to 4 days a week combined with your zone 2 cardio around your recovery, and you'll see improved hormone function and you'll see improved mitochondrial function and improved body composition, because those things together are going to help you build muscle and lose fat on top of improving your hormones and your mitochondria. So it's a win-win. But remember, you can only do your strength training when your recovery scores are in the moderate range. If they're in the high range, you can still do strength training and you can do a little bit more like high intensity interval training, but you only want to do that 1 or 2 days a week. So get your strength training in, get your zone 2 in, and if you're totally under recovered, do your recovery work. Number 20, eliminate processed foods. If it doesn't have more than one ingredient, try not to eat it, maybe once in a while. Think about a processed food as added inflammation in your body, added risk of disease. If you eliminate that mostly and you eat whole foods, things with one ingredient like beef, chicken, broccoli, and other fruits and vegetables, along with other animal proteins, you're going to give yourself more nutrients and less calories. This way you can keep the fat off and you have everything you need to produce proper hormones, and you also have all the vitamins and minerals you need from those whole foods. So eliminate the processed foods and eat whole foods. Number 21, this seems like a no-brainer, but it's really hard for a lot of people. Reduce or eliminate alcohol. Alcohol is poison, plain and simple. And if you're using alcohol like I used to in order to fall asleep, you might fall asleep easier, but you're not going to sleep through the night. So alcohol is one of those things that gives you really bad recovery scores. And if you're putting that on top of sleep deprivation, toxic chemicals, and constant trauma, you got a recipe for disaster. So stop drinking, find other ways to enjoy life. I like to get up early. I like to do yoga. I like to do things that make me feel good. Even breath work can create a state of change within me. So I do things like that. Once in a while, you can have a glass of wine or a drink when you go out with your girl or your husband, but don't make alcohol something that you use on a regular basis, because it's only going to compound the damage. Number 22, detox regularly. We have to decontaminate our bodies. That means you need to hit the sauna. That means you need to hydrate like crazy. That means you can take things like activated charcoal to get rid of heavy metals. That means once in a while you need to go on a couple-day fast so you can remove all those shitty cells. And detox is not just a thing you do once in a while, it's a daily mindset. It's all about doing things on a daily basis and then other things on a weekly basis in order to fully detox your body. Make detox part of your schedule, like brushing your teeth or going to the gym. As first responders, we see a lot of toxic chemicals, so detox has to be part of our regular routine. Number 23, use red light therapy. Red light therapy has been shown to improve mitochondrial function. Mitochondrial function has been shown to reduce disease risk and improve energy. So if you're somebody who's always tired and exhausted, you have beat up mitochondria. That's a sign that you're more susceptible to getting sick later on in your life, to developing cancer and heart disease. So use that reason to get yourself a near infrared red light so you can use red light therapy on a daily basis, especially if you're up north and you don't have a lot of sunlight. I live in Miami, so I can get sunlight every single day. But I have a couple people up north that tell me they can't go out and get sun. It's too cold. There's no sun out there. So if you get that light, you're going to be able to improve your circadian rhythm and improve your mitochondria and reduce your disease risk. It's a no-brainer. Number 24, don't stack trauma. After a call, take 5 minutes to do deep breathing. Release that stress, release that call. If you get traumatic call after traumatic call, get a couple fires, a couple more traumatic calls, you're not going to be able to bounce back as fast. So you want to make sure that you're creating gaps so you can integrate the damage that's going on instead of storing it. You integrate it, you let it go. If you store it, guess what it pops up as later? Disease. So make sure you're taking the time between calls. I don't care if it's right after the call, 15 minutes after the call, breathe and release it. Bring your body back down. You're going to fall in love with this practice and it's going to save your life. And number 25, above all, remember this job will take everything from you if you let it. There are plenty of contributing factors that can allow us to get sick and have disease, but we are the ones who determine what we do with our bodies off shift. And if you remember that you're the one who determines your fate and you take the proper steps every single day, this is going to allow you to retire at 30 years instead of 20 and probably make you about $1 million more. So instead of thinking I'll get healthy when I retire, get healthy now so you can enjoy retirement. If you like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, and share it with some of your first responder friends. And if you want to learn more about coaching, just click the link down below and you'll learn everything you need to know to go from wreck to resilient. I'll see you guys on the next video.